Welcome to the Lazy Unlocked channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're a returning subscriber, as usual, thank you for your subscription and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to have a little bit of fun. I know you all wanted me to do a hairstyle tutorial or video on my micro locks, sister locks, braid locks, whatever locks, small locks. And I really didn't know what to do. I don't really do much to my hair. I don't usually style it. I just keep it in a bonnet, or well, not a bonnet, but like a stocking cap, and I just be done with it. So I decided to go ahead and give myself some freeform WICKS locks, faux style. Okay, so no, I did not combine my micro locks, sister locks. I ain't doing it. No matter how many people say you lazy with your hair, you need to just combine them. Listen, okay, it ain't happening. Your girl's not combining nothing. She didn't combine nothing. I didn't combine nothing. But what I did do was play around with some hair and created the faux WICKS locks freeform style. So I'm going to show you all how I did it. Now, what you'll need to achieve this style is you will need a good quality hair. Now, when I mean quality, I'm not talking about expensive premium hair. Actually, you don't even want that. You want the cheap stuff for this style because you want it to look really locksy, okay? So the hair that I'm using for this style is the Cuban twist from Model. This is the mojito braid that is 24 inches long, okay? So this is what the pack looks like. And I got it in a color 1. So I got it in a color 1 because the root of my locks, or the root of my hair, root of my locks, is actually a 1. Even though the bottom is more of like a 4. But you're going to see why I chose a 1. And what I would say is, if you are going to do this style, try to stick to a color that's closest to the color of the root of your hair. And again, you'll see why in a little bit. Even if you want to play around with colors and probably do one lock red, one lock blue, at least get one pack of hair that's closest to the root color of your hair. All right, so this is what the pack looks like again. And now I'm going to show you what it looks outside of the pack. Now, the reason why I got the Cuban twist hair is because, as you can see, straight out the pack, it looks like locks. Like, I don't know about you, but these joints look like locks. The texture, as you can see, is very stucco-y. I was actually thinking about 3 different types of hair. So I was looking at the synthetic Kanekalon hair, which is, we all know, the cheapest synthetic braiding hair that you can get. I was also looking at the Marley hair, and then I was looking at the Cuban twist hair. Now, I was looking at the Marley hair for some time, but I decided not to go with the Marley hair because the Marley hair, when you look at it, it kind of looks like waves going horizontally. And because it has that wave pattern, it wasn't gonna do the job. Again, when you're picking your hair, you don't have to do the Cuban twist hair, but I would say this would be the best option simply because it already resembles locks coming straight out the pack. So this is what the hair looks like. This specific hair company, or this specific brand, I should say, has 12 sections. Now, before I recorded this video, I actually did a test lock to see what it would look like depending on how thick I wanted my locks to be and the size and the length. So I would actually need to use 3 of these small pre-sectioned locks. Now, again, this brand comes with 12 pieces. So depending on how long you want it, or how short you want it, or how girthy you want your freeform WICKS locks to look, will depend on how many packs you need to buy. So I actually bought 4 packs of this hair. Do the math on it, you'll understand exactly how much hair you're gonna need. Also, what you're gonna need is some hairpins, which you're probably not gonna need, some rubber bands, and a comb, maybe. But another reason too why I think the Cuban twist hair is good, because it actually really sticks well to the surface of our micro locks. You're gonna just see all of this in a little bit, so let's get to it. So the first thing is, you want to determine how you want your faux lock WICKS locks, freeform WICKS locks to lie. Now, because I'm really trying to do this freeform WICKS style, I am not parting it. I'm gonna literally put my hair into sections randomly. So I'm gonna take this section here, and once I get the section, I'm gonna just put a rubber band on it. So let me do that now, put my hair in the sections, and then I'll show you all the next step. So I went ahead and sectioned my hair with rubber bands. The way I did it was I literally just went in and was just sectioning. I didn't get a comb, I didn't try to make the parts pretty. I literally just went in and was just grabbing different sections, and these sections is gonna be the sections for my WICKS locks. One thing I do want to say is when you're doing your sections, do not do it close to your roots. Leave at least, I would say, 4 inches of your root exposed. Like, don't put the rubber band close to the root. Also, when you put the rubber band, you want to make sure that it doesn't catch on all angles. Like, you want to be able to move your section any way you want. So like this one right here, I will have to move the rubber band up a little bit. Okay, and it's very important that you do this because you don't want there to be any tension on your scalp. So look at this baby lock trying to sneak out, but we got you. So I have about, I think, 8 sections. And again, I just randomly went in because I want these sections to be I want the whole effect of freeform WICKS locks. So now that I have my sections, now I'm going to actually half these. So I would do the whole length of my locks. I'll probably do that in another video or do it off camera, and you guys will see it in another video. But I'm gonna half these locks because I want my WICKS locks to be shorter. So I'm gonna double, and I'm gonna go up and double each of my sections. Okay, once I double it, I'm gonna add a rubber band right where I doubled it. So now it should look like this. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna straighten it up, but you wanna have this type of look. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take another rubber band and you're going to come to the bottom of it, and you're gonna add another rubber band to the bottom of where. So it looks something like this. Well, this is how I'm doing it because I'm halving it. But if you have shorter micro locks, then you probably don't have to do this. And also, if you have short micro locks and you want to extend it, you also could extend it with the hair. But again, it looks crazy right now, but y'all gonna see exactly what I'm doing. So this part that's hanging out, I'm now gonna tuck it where my finger is. I'm just gonna tuck it in there. Okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna fix everything, but this is pretty much what you're gonna do. Like if you have long locks like me and you want to half it, you kind of want to double everything on top of each other, and then you want to tuck it. So whatever else is right here, you're just gonna wrap it around and tuck it with the rubber band. So some people would be like, you could braid your hair. You could braid it. You don't have to do it this way, but braiding it makes the lock very dense. So it's not gonna be as flexible as you would want it to be if you braid it. This way leaves a lot of flexibility within the lock. So if you want to actually put it up, if you want to wear it down, if you want to bend it in cool different ways, this, like not having it braided, allows for that. So let me do the rest of my hair because I know y'all probably like, what the heck is going on? It's all gonna make sense. So let me go off camera and do the rest of these, and I'm gonna come back when it's done. Okay, so this is what my hair is looking like now. Again, it looks a mess. It probably doesn't make sense to you right now, but you'll see exactly why I'm doing everything I'm doing. So let me just do another demo really quickly to show you all what I did. So take for example this one, right? I left this one undone. So this is the lock, right? I'm about 4 inches away from the root. I put a rubber band to section it. Then I take another rubber band, and because I'm halving my lock, I'm going to secure it to where I want my lock to stop. So I'm going to just do a double tie, right? So that means my lock is going to be this length. Once I get to this length, or once I get to this part, I'm going to fold back the remaining of my locks upward, like so. And I'm going to secure another rubber band right here. And this is important, and you'll see why. Actually, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to just do it once. Now, depending on how thick you want your wick lock to be is how many times you'll twist around the rubber band. I kind of want a chunky lock, so I'm going to leave it just band it once. And then I'm going to band again. So it's similar to like braiding and banding when you're washing your hair. But don't braid it. So don't braid it. And the reason why you don't want to braid it is because you want the flexibility of the lock, okay? So now I have this leftover hair. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to tuck it where I have that 4 inches of space, which is one reason why you don't want to go too close to the root. And then the remaining, in my case, I'm just going to wrap it around like so. And it doesn't have to be neat because the hair is going to cover it. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I got 7? 8. I got 8 sections, okay? I'm probably gonna make this shorter because it's a little bit long. So I'm going to make this shorter. I personally think this style will look amazingly good on people who haven't retied their hair in months. Like, I think this will actually look really good on people that are long overdue for reties, simply because the more root that you have exposed as far as like new growth, the more natural of a WICKS freeform lock is gonna look. Whereas if you just did a retie, you have that neat retie look and the textures probably just won't look, it just won't blend in as well, if that makes sense. Okay, so here I am now. This is what my hair is looking like. So let me show you the next step. So the next step is you want to take 2 sections of your Cuban twist hair. So 2 sections, right? And you are going to go in this little loop right here. Well, in my case, I'm going to go in this little loop right here. And there's a loop, right? And then I'm going to take this hair and I'm going to feed it through the loop this way. Bam. Fed it through. Now I'm going to take the other section of hair and I'm going to feed it in this way. So you want to feed it this way first, well in my case, so that this hair could keep this hair in place. I hope I'm making sense. So it's going to have like a crisscross effect. And it's going to be 4 strands of hair. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now that I have this, right? Now that I have this, I am going to do a braid. And not a big braid, but just a little braid to secure the bottom. Right? So about that much. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 legs of the strands and I'm going to put it upwards. Like so. And then the other 2 legs, I'm going to actually proceed to twist upward around the lock. Now when you twist upward, you want to keep the width of the hair as wide as you can. Okay? So when you're twisting, you don't want it to be tight and twisted like you're doing faux locks. You want to keep the width of the hair as thick as possible, and then you're going to twist up. So once you move this hair up, this is where you can get a a hairpin. That way it's not in the way of me twisting. So I'm going to just put it here. That way it's up and away. Now the remaining 2 strands, I'm going to proceed to twist upwards, keeping a thick width on the twist. So I'm going to twist, and then I'm going to go upward, and then I'm going to hold it like a cone because I don't want to lose the shape at the bottom. And all you're going to do is twist, but again, keep the width of the hair. Keep the width of the Cuban twist and gently go over the lock. And don't squeeze too hard because you don't want it to be a lock. You actually want it to be girthy. So once you're done twisting, all you're going to do is you're going to take the end piece and tuck it right into your SISTERLOCK MICROLOCS. Then you're going to take the pin out, in my case, and then you're going to continue twisting upwards, overlapping what you just tucked in. Now you can use hairpins to also better secure the hair, but what I notice is that the Cuban twist hair sticks really good to the hair by itself, and if you do a good wrap, you don't even need hairpins. Okay? Now again, this is what it's looking like, right? But you're gonna go in and you're gonna adjust and fix. But for now, this is what it's looking like. And now I have this little bit of hair. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna tuck it in. And it tucks in so neatly. So this is what we got going on right here. Again, it might be out of place, but you're not worried about that right now. The main thing is getting the form of the lock. So now I'm gonna take one more strand, which is, this is why I told you guys that for me, I only needed 3 legs of the Cuban twist hair. And now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna feed this into the root of my lock. Like so. Gonna do a twist, and now I'm going to twist the hair loosely, very loose, around the root portion of my locks, down until I link with the other portion that I had overlapping. Like so. And then I'll tuck it, and that's one lock. Now, what I will say is, again, I'm doing it on camera live, but if you're doing it by yourself in the mirror, you can really like fine tune. But I just wanted to show you step by step the basic way on how you achieve the look. And if you look at the bottom, there's no exposure of the micro locks. Everything is pretty much secure. That's why I start from the tip of my locks and work my way up. You can start from the root down, but I feel like working from the tips up is better because you actually could utilize all the hair. Whereas if you work from the root down, you could still do it, right? It's still achievable. But because I did half my hair, meaning that I made it shorter, this way worked better for me because I had the advantage of the rubber bands and everything working in my favor to secure the bottom of the lock. So I'm gonna go in the bathroom. I'm gonna do exactly what I did on all my locks, and I'm gonna show you all the finished look. So stay tuned for the final reveal. Get excited, y'all. Alright, you all, so this is the finished look. It's done. It took me a little bit over an hour. Actually, no, it took me a little bit under an hour to finish it. And this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna do a 360. The back, you may see some gaps and spaces. Let me just tell you, it's about 4:30 in the morning. I've been up since about 5:30 the previous morning, so it's not gonna look perfect. Of course, if I was going out and I was actually going in public, I will make sure everything is up to par, but it's late, so spare me, okay? But this is what it looks like. So I have about 7, 8 WICKS locks, and let me just turn around. So again, I already know, like right here is probably some spaces, right here. Child, I'm tired. So this is what it looks like. I just wanted to also point out certain things that you can do to make your WICKS locks look more feminine. I actually went in and laid down my baby hairs. I usually don't lay down baby hairs, but it will give it a more softer look. WICKS locks I usually see are worn by men, so you kind of want to do things to make it more softer and feminine. So laying down your baby hairs will definitely automatically feminize the look. Another thing you can do is you can actually adorn your WICKS locks with little gems. So I actually put together some pearl pins, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add it to certain places of the lock. So this is also a good way to put the pins where you may need it for the hair that may be falling out of place, and you want to be able to find those pins later on, because as you can see, everything on my locks is pretty much blended, right? So my hair is the same color as my locks. The pins are the same color as the hair. So this is a good way to identify where you put the pins at when you're ready to take this style down, because it could get lost in your locks. So I think I'm gonna just add a few more. I'm gonna add one right here. There. And let's add one right here. And I think that's it. That's cool. So that's also how you can make the WICKS locks look more feminine. Another thing I want to mention that you probably already see off bat, you can actually see my SISTERLOCKS MICROLOCS through or underneath the full WICKS locks. And this is why I say that this style is best on hair that hasn't been retightened or retwisted for a while. So this would have looked even better had I did this on my hair that wasn't retied for almost, I think it was a year or so, because I would have had so much new growth and it would have just blended in like really, really good. Which is also why I said in the beginning of the video that you want to make sure the hair blends in or get the Cuban hair color closest to the color of your root, because just because it is, right? So the more closer it is to your root color, the more natural it's gonna look. And of course, like I said, if I was to put in more time, more tediousness, paying more attention to detail, I would have really hooked this up even more. Just tighten up things and just make it look more unified. Also, if I wanted to, I didn't have to make them this chunky. In the future, I'm gonna do this style again, but I'm actually gonna do it on the full length of my SISTERLOCKS. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use this same hair because it's gonna be really easy to take out. Like, it's not gonna be hard to take out because literally the hair is just wrapped around, right? It's just the way that it's wrapped. But I'm definitely gonna be doing this style again on the full length of my SISTERLOCKS MICROLOCS. So if you want to see what that looks like, definitely hit the subscribe button, because I'm probably not going to do a tutorial on it, but I will do the style and you'll see it in one of my future videos. So I think that pretty much sums it up. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you all. You guys are making this channel pop, and I just appreciate your viewership. I appreciate your subscriptions. Till the next video, peace out. Y'all take care of yourselves.